Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on another informative Jamaica Magazine journey. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. Inside the pages today, we are looking at funding allocations for the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, plus nature blooms during the Easter period. Stay with us for all these and more right after this important message.
Yo, the man having license, you know, yeah, do road.
Yeah, brother, start the food. She said, if you drive so fast. Yeah, brother, start the camera, come on. If you drive better.
A whole heap of bird food in here, man. I covered that. Yo, man, a girlie.
Jano stars.
Easter Monday is a time of relaxation, but you'll admit it's easier to rest and relax when you know important business has been taken care of, right? That's why we figured you'd be happy to hear that our business ministry has a plan, one it's budgeted for to ensure our drivers of economy are supported to help propel Jamaica's wealth creation mission. Here's what's on the agenda.
We only have 3 million people. So we cannot sell to only 3 million people with a per capita GDP of less than 7,000 and become rich. We're going to have to find new markets. So we're going to have to export. So export became an imperative, a major imperative for my ministry. How do we help people to export? How we help them to create new products and services?
The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce is not just concerned with export. The broader mission is to support business innovation and growth for economic prosperity. Approximately $8.7 billion will be invested into this mandate for the 2025-26 fiscal year. $1.2 billion of this will be earned from the operations of the Company's Office of Jamaica and fees collected from other ministry departments. $1.3 billion will go into policy formulation and implementation and the central administration work of the ministry. This includes membership fees and contributions to a number of local, regional, and international organizations, as well as ICT and international standardization services. Notably, an allocation of $10 million will support the implementation of a pilot Safe Quality Food SQF certification initiative for medium-sized businesses to increase exports.
Accreditation can be described as the cornerstone in the architecture of international trade. That's how important it is. The World Trade Organization notes that accredited conformity assessment reduces technical barriers to trade by ensuring that products and services meet international standards.
The ministry will carry out its industrial development and regulatory functions at a cost of over $2.4 billion. Over $919 million of this will go towards developing micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises through the ministry's MSME office and activities of the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, JBDC. This allocation includes $94.3 million to support the continued implementation of the Digital Transitioning Program for Jamaica. And the Cannabis Licensing Authority is allotted $540 million for its work to develop that industry. Government is also investing $976.99 million to protect businesses. This will be done through the activities of entities such as the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office, the Anti-Dumping Commission, and the Regulation of Insolvency, Cooperative Services, and Industrial Provident Societies. The Program of Consumer and Public Protection is getting over $971.1 million. This will finance the work of the Consumer Affairs Commission, the Fair Trading Commission, the Food Storage and Prevention of Infestation Division, and the Hazardous Substance Regulatory Authority. It includes $100 million to meet the cost of redundancy arising from the merger of the Fair Trading Commission and the Consumer Affairs Commission.
As Jamaica's business minister, I am dedicated to working with stakeholders to develop a strategic roadmap for market expansion while leveraging our existing strongholds in traditional markets.
Strengthening trade promotion and development is a major focus for the ministry, with a projected spend of over $2.6 billion. This will fund the trade facilitation and investment development activities, improving the ability of service providers, manufacturers, and agricultural producers to effectively engage in international trade, building global relationships to drive investment and exports, and providing investment and export promotion services to key markets. Over $1 billion will cover investment and export promotional services that focus on market sectors in tourism, agriculture, mining and energy services, the creative industries, business process outsourcing, manufacturing, logistics, and infrastructure. $234 million is going towards supporting the Jamaica Screen Development Initiative.
The work of JAMPRO in promoting and facilitating FDI and LDI is well known. When we attract capital from international investors, FDI enhances Jamaica's productive capacity and stimulates innovation across various business sectors. It also provides funding for infrastructure development.
The work of the Jamaica International Financial Services Authority will be carried out with a budget of $92 million. Over $773 million is budgeted to finance the work of the Special Economic Zone Authority to regulate and supervise the development of Special Economic Zones (SEZs), and $1.38 billion will fund the operations of the Company's Office of Jamaica. This is how the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce is investing in the development of business in Jamaica for fiscal year 2025-2026.
Where has the holiday found you? At home or abroad? Today, tomorrow, or a day not yet decided, if you plan to travel internationally, one key piece of document is needed for crossing the borders of other countries. Of course, I'm speaking of the passport. Here's how to get yours.
It's among the world's most powerful books. It grants you access to over 50 international territories without a visa. I'm sure by now you realize I'm speaking of a Jamaican passport. Here's how you can acquire this trusted identification and travel document. The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency (PICA) is the government entity responsible for issuing this identification and citizenship document. First, you must obtain and complete a passport application form. The form is available at PICA offices on their website or any police headquarters island-wide. First-time adult applicants are required to appear in person with their completed application form and 2 identical photographs, one of which must be certified by the person who verified the application form. The photos must be taken within the last 6 months for it to be valid. Additional documents are a birth, adoption, or Jamaican citizenship certificate, as well as a valid government-issued photo identification, such as a driver's license or a voter's ID, and a proof of name change if the name has been altered. For renewals, adult applicants may apply online or in person by submitting a simplified renewal form along with the expired passport. A Dropbox service is also available at PICA's headquarters at 25 Constant Spring Road in Kingston. Applications submitted using the Dropbox service will take 7 working days to process. Applicants living overseas must visit pica.gov.jm to start the renewal process. They will need their expired passport, passport-sized photograph for upload, Visa or MasterCard, debit or credit card to make payment, and an email address to get updates on the application. Applicants who are under 18 years old must appear in person and present a certificate of citizenship, 2 identical photographs with one being certified, the parent or legal guardian's government-issued identification, and sections C and E of the application completed by the parent or guardian. The same procedure applies for passport renewals for minors. Passport processing fees will vary depending on the service chosen or the location where the application was submitted. A regular adult passport costs 6,500 Jamaican dollars locally, $80 if in America, or £50 in the United Kingdom. PICA's Kingston location processes applications in 7 working days. Montego Bay, Portmore and Maypen does so in 14 days, while overseas applications take 20 working days. Expedited services are also available for local applications. Once the passport is ready, applicants must bring the official receipt with a valid ID and pick up at the location they submitted their application. The person collecting on an applicant's behalf must have a written consent form, a copy of the applicant's ID and the official receipt. Courier services are available at PICA's Kingston location. It's the gateway to travel and so much more. Getting a passport is your legal right as a Jamaican citizen.
Embrace your rhythm and keep dancing through life. Don't lose your groove. Life challenges can slow you down, but remember to find your rhythm. Keep moving, keep grooving. Find your groove and never lose it.
So, you might not have any plans to travel outside Jamaica, but yearn for a place to relax and enjoy time with family and friends for the holidays. In this next feature, we'll take you on a trek to the beautiful parish of St. Elizabeth for places you can explore.
Our island is home to about 10 lighthouses, and this is one of them. The Lover's Leap Lighthouse, which stands 1,600 feet above sea level, is located in what once was the largest parish in Jamaica. Today, we're going on an exciting excursion to explore the Breadbasket Parish, starting right here at Lover's Leap. Welcome to St. Elizabeth.
In the 18th century, Lover's Leap, there was a plantation, and there were slaves working on that plantation. And you had, how it got its name was that there were 2 lovers, Tunky and Mizzy, who fell in love. And the slave master really wanted Mizzy for himself. And those 2 lovers they found out that they wanted to separate them both. And they decided that before they got separated, they ran away. And they found themselves at this cliff, which is 1,700 feet above sea level. And they just decided to jump. They rather die than be separated. So January 2018, Jakes took over the management of Lover's Leap. And today we have a full restaurant and bar. Every day we do offer a tour of the grounds, giving the story of the 2 lovers. We're also looking into having a guided tour down to the bottom of the cliff and back up, which can take you maybe about 3.5 hours for the entire tour.
Crocodiles are one of Jamaica's endangered species and one of the oldest animals in the world. Here at the Black River Safari, you can not only learn more about the crocodiles, but it is said that you can get a little up close and personal with these amazing animals.
Presently, we're on the Black River, and this is Jamaica's longest navigable river. It is 44 miles long, about 70 kilometers. As you can see, it's smiling, showing off those 68 teeth, 38 at the top and 30 at the bottom, which is very sharp enough to rip through both flesh and bones. So throughout the crocodile's lifetime, they will relocate themselves for a source of food, for mating, or if they're just being bullied by a more bigger and a more aggressive crocodile. This is Christian. This is one of the male crocodile that we have released from our nursery. Don't run. Yeah. In total, so far from that facility, we have released actually 118 crocodiles now.
So we are getting a little bit of rain out here in the safari, but it's still an amazing experience.
On land, the crocodile can do a top speed of up to 50 kilometers an hour, but only for a short distance. They get tired easily. In the water, they swim pretty fast as well, so you would not be able to outrun or to outswim one, which you don't have to do. You only need to move faster than the person next to you. Well, that's the easier way.
I legit feel like a daredevil after this experience. However, if this isn't for you, I am sure our next stop has something for the entire family.
It's relaxing, and you can just sit and what you like. You like lions, you like birds, you like monkeys, what you like. We attract visitors from all over the world. When I say all over the world, name it. And it is very interactive, as you saw today, where the kids having a lot of fun. And I chose St. Elizabeth because of the location. It's actually in the center of Jamaica, where it's easy for the persons from Montego Bay to access, persons from Kingston, and even from like Otrius. Outside of that, the habitats, as you can see, a lot of trees. It's like country. It's like, you know, it's right for the animals.
We've been on the road all day, learning, touring, and exploring, simply having a blast. And I bet you're wondering where to next. Just be patient. Let me enjoy my coconut from Miss Sharon right here in Holland Bamboo. We'll soon reach. St. Elizabeth has many secrets, and this is one of them. The Breadnut Valley Estate, which spans over 76 acres, is home to 7 natural falls, created by this river, which flows from the Cockpit country through to the Black River. The estate is located right between Newton and Magotty here in St. Elizabeth. As the sun sets on an immaculate day, I'm here surrounded by a pristine coastline. Our journey today ends here at Floyd's Pelican Bar, which is situated about a mile or so off the south coast. Good vibes, good people, and an awesome structure.
I'm from St. Elizabeth and I think it's the best. So on the Pelican Bar located in it, this is a very nice attraction since year 2001. And I think it's a one-of-a-lifetime experience and a visit to come over and see what it's like. And we're located in southwest St. Elizabeth in a fishing village called Parrot.
There's somewhere here in St. Elizabeth for everyone, so just take a turn off round the bend and have some fun.
Easter, the time marking the crucifixion and resurrection of Christ. symbolizes victory over death, hope for salvation, and the promise of eternal life. It also symbolizes new beginnings, renewal, and hope. Some time ago, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Miss Tamika Carruthers Facey and learning her story of finding hope and a new beginning after losing sight. Let's revisit that conversation.
11 years ago. I got blind from a wrong medication while I was studying nursing.
Did you feel angry at any point when you discovered that you would not have been able to see again?
Angry?
Yes.
When I was just getting blind, because I went blind within 19 days. And I remember they had to strap me to a bed because I was trying to run out of the hospital, saying, I don't want to be blind, I don't want to be blind. At the time, persons thought that blindness is the end of the world. But I was already a mother. And for me to just take this like this and take it lightly, it wasn't my thing, because I'm a fighter. I got myself rehabilitated, learning how to use a computer again without sight.
Right.
Within 3 months, I learned that at Society for the Blind. I learned how to use my cane. I was already a student at heart before, as a chef.
Yes.
So there was my next resort, to call them up and say that I'm blind. And I need them now to tell me of a profession that suits me. And they told me about massage. So when I heard that I can now be a massage therapist, I was elated.
So the transition between nursing and becoming a massage therapist, how did you make that kind of transition, and how did you feel about making the transition?
Well, it was great expectations, because then I'd have to have subjects. First, I have to have 3 CXCs. That's what they require. So I went ahead and I did CXCs, 7 of them.
Absolutely.
In which I got 1s and 2.
Yes.
And then I started the massage course. It was 2 years. It was very challenging because we have to get reader writers, because now I cannot read for myself. But from the day I started practical, wow.
That was the life-changing moment for you.
Yes, I know now that I can now use my hands and at my sight. Everything just came to me natural.
Yes.
It's like this was my destiny. Yes, I was sad about the blindness, but tell you, sometimes I forgot because the way I move, I forget that I'm blind sometimes.
Yes. Looking back in your mind's eye, do you believe that this is where you should have been, given the situation of the wrong medication and that whatever else that you chose on the other path in terms of the culinary arts, it would not have been as successful as being a massage therapist?
I don't want to question nature and said, why me? Why not me? Because when I look back on my life being a chef and also was attending training to be a nurse, I don't know what type of nurse I would be, but I can say I'm an extraordinary massage therapist.
There are many young women, young girls in particular, who have dreams, great dreams to become successful, but at some point have the doubt, and they don't feel as if they can be as triumphant as they possibly can. What kind of advice would you give to those people to live their dream and get them to where they ought to be?
Sky's the limit. Use your challenges as a stepping stone.
Are you an entrepreneur producing an excellent Jamaican product or service? Did you know you can earn hard currency and more significant returns by exporting? Contact the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce to help propel your business along the export lane.
Everything you can produce, the Jamaicans overseas want it. We're not going to get rich by just bringing down the debt. We're going to get rich by exporting a lot more. So grow exports, create job opportunities, drive economic growth through exports to make Jamaica a richer and much more prosperous country.
They may bloom white, pink, and most definitely yellow flowers. They can be seen from near and far. Bees love them, birds adore them, and humans can't get enough of them. They need no introduction. After all, they're picture perfect. That's the poi. Jamaica is known as the land of wood and water. Its beauty is world-renowned. Adding to that notoriety is the poi plant. Poi, or tabebuya as it is called, is a tropical plant that's native to the Caribbean, South and Central America. It's also known as tree of old or trumpet tree for its showy inflorescence. Poi come in 3 brilliant shades: white, pink, and yellow. The white poi is a rare find. The pink variant is the national flower of El Salvador and Paraguay, while the yellow poi is a Jamaican favorite. This broad-leaved perennial plant is a popular forest tree on the island. Trees can grow up to 150 feet tall, with a trunk averaging a foot in width. The yellow poi is the shortest of the family, followed by the pink strain, with the white poi reaching the highest heights. The poi can be pruned to a desired height, so don't be surprised if you see some short trees around. In the rainy season, the tree is usually evergreen and unassuming. By the dry season, its deciduous nature appears. But that's when the magic happens. The leaves give away the bright bursts of yellow, pink and white clusters of flowers that blanket the tree and later carpet the ground. The large tubular-shaped corolla forms a collection of blossoms which group together to strike a fashionable pose. As blossoms scatter below, new fruit and foliage develop. The fruits of the poi tree are long, slender capsules which split at maturity, exposing their winged seeds, perfect for dispersal. Though planted mostly as a brilliant showpiece, the poi may be used as a timber tree. Its durability, density, resistance to termites and general decay make it a hardy wood in the building and construction industry. Certain species of poi are also grown as honey plants by beekeepers. The tree also serves another purpose. A study reminded of students at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. Legend has it that if students have not begun to study for final exams by the time the poi blooms, then they are sure to fail. The next time you venture outside, be sure to be on the lookout for the poi and feast your eyes on one of nature's most conspicuous beauties. Or better yet, contact the forestry department to get a hold of your very own poi plant. It only takes 2 to 3 years to give you a spectacular flower display. Our half-hour journey through the pages of Jamaica Magazine ends right here for today. Please join us again tomorrow, right here on this same station, for more features and information you can use to live, work, raise families, do business, and of course, retire in paradise. In the meantime, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for this and other offerings. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson, wishing you a happy and peaceful Easter.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.